Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 100 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. Today may be the most unpopular day that I have ever done, but I'm going to talk about something and it's not going to be pleasant to listen to. Or maybe it will be. Maybe you need to hear it. Maybe I'm talking to you right now. I'm also talking to myself. Maybe it's just unpleasant for me. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, but pay attention. And it's all about what we pay attention to. All right, so I am reset to zero. And joining me on this journey are Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Char, Fabulous Flamingos, Kathy Singz, Nick, Mr. C Chats, Vanessa, Brightest Holidays, Diabetic Reseller, Judith R, and Pam of Whimsy and Such. Thank you guys for focusing on that and paying attention to that and making it happen. Okay, so I am reset to zero tonight. Let me get the stuff out of the way. I am reset to zero. My items are not shipped this afternoon. I shipped this morning and it was a marathon. We also hit our sales goal today. So day one, here we go, hitting the sales goal. Let's see how long it lasts. All right, because it is starting over today. Yesterday, we did not meet our sales goal, so we're starting that countdown again. Last week, I know I didn't say yesterday, but it was a good week. We met our overall sales goal for the week, so that was awesome. All right, but I really, really want to talk about focus. We've touched on this, we've talked about it, but where the rubber meets the road, focus is hard. And it is hard for so many reasons. We trick ourselves into all sorts of things and that kind of like take our focus away. And really, until you accomplish your goal, everything else is a distraction. I mean, really take that in for a second. Until you accomplish your goal, everything else is a distraction. I might say it 3 times. Until you accomplish your goal, everything else is a distraction. All right. So when you're working, I'm not talking about personal life right now. I am talking solely about work. Have a stop time, do that and, go live the rest of your life. But what I'm talking about right now is work and the goals we are setting at work. And it's hard. Focus is hard. It means saying no to a lot of things and realizing what our boundaries have to be. It's maybe a lot easier to say, I'm going to focus. It's a lot harder to put it into action because what that feels like for so many of us is it feels like we're letting people down. We're letting go of things. We are maybe not giving people the answers they want. We are going to be unpopular, but guess what? If you want to hit that goal and you have this great goal set for yourself, you have to realize that that is your focus and other things are going to have to go away. You listened to me for the past couple weeks, letting things go that were important to me that I had worked on for years and just solely focusing on giving items a new home. That is my goal. It is my job to sell things. It is my job to sell as many things and rehome as many things as possible. So what was getting in my way? Live selling was getting in my way. Social media was getting in my way. Watching my friends' videos was getting in the way. Watching my colleagues' videos was getting in the way. Responding to unnecessary texts or messages or notifications was getting in the way. A lot of stuff. And as I go through my hours and my days, I mean, you can hear my phone dinging right now. That's my store phone because I didn't put that one on Do Not Disturb, which I should have. I apologize. You hear that dinging, ding, 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 ding. A customer is texting me. It's not urgent. There are no consignment emergencies. People act like it's an emergency, but it's not. But anyway, even as I go through an hour, so I time block in hour slots, right? 50 minutes, I set my timer to. About, I don't know, 15 times within an hour. It's not unusual for me to almost be interrupted or almost be sidetracked about 15 times during an hour. That's not unusual. And saying no to each of those items, or saying that has to wait until the end of my time block, that 10 minutes at the end of an hour is my time to respond to that or deal with that or do that, is really hard, because that means I'm saying no over and over and over and over again. It's hard. It's challenging. It sucks. It doesn't make you feel good. You're going to have to deal with that if you really want to get to your goal. You're going to have to say no to a lot of things. So get good at it, get comfortable with it. It's very uncomfortable. I know if you're a people pleaser, it is just one of the hardest things, but you have to do it if you want to get to your goal and you want to focus and you want to be successful and you want to stop working at a reasonable hour. It's amazing how, so I have 4 hours of listing in a day, right? I have 4 1-hour time blocks throughout the day, and it has been way more challenging to fit those into each of my days than I had thought. It is now 9:14. I would have been done earlier. We had book club. So today was actually, I did it well. Was it easy? No. Did I say no to a lot of things? Did a couple of people not like me too much because I couldn't respond to them immediately? Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to be focused, that is, I think that's what you are going to have to do. And just single-mindedly focus on your goal and what you're doing. All right. So, all right. That's super unpopular. It's super hard. It is challenging, but it is what gets us where we need to go. What I really want to talk about are the sneakier distractions, right? Like, we all know that we need to focus. Like, set yourself a time and just do the thing. Just do it. Don't allow yourself to get, sidetracked. If you have to reset your timer, but don't let yourself get sidetracked. Okay. I want to talk about those sneakier distractions that kind of creep up on us, right? Or maybe we're focusing on something that's not really going to get us to our goal. I'm going to use an example here, because in a lot of the platforms we sell on, a lot of the things we do now are gamified, right? Like, they want us to reach. I'm going to throw Poshmark under the bus here because it's the easiest example. Ambassador status, ambassador to status, all of these things they put on there to gamify it don't really provide any additional benefits to us. But a lot of us want that status, and we're just putting all of our effort focusing on that particular thing that literally serves no purpose to get us, to our goal. There are a million things like that. I'm just using this particular thing as an example. Are you focusing on the right things? Like, if you spend, your day focusing on something that is not going to move the needle, that is not going to move you forward, it's easy to get caught up in these things because everything is so gamified now. And there's these status things that we get. I don't want to say tricked. Maybe trick's not the right word. It's just so ingrained in our being, right? I mean, there's a reason things are gamified. It's because we get the dopamine hit when we get to that, next level, next status, all of that stuff. There's a reason where it's just that's the way it is. But we have to be stronger than that. We have to figure out and make sure we're focusing on the right things. Like, you're not focusing on, another example would be to focus on, I don't know, the number of items you have on eBay. You're an online seller. I want to get to 1,000 items. I want to get to 10,000 items. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's a number. You're in control of that number, but you have to realize, like, what's behind that. Is that going to move the needle? Is that going to move you forward? And maybe it is. And maybe that's a perfectly reasonable thing for you. But, for some people, it's not. It's just kind of distracting ourselves. It's almost like, Most of us are, chronic overachievers, right? I see a lot of this in the reselling world, right? Like we're just gonna go in, we're gonna do it the best. And sometimes we're focusing on the wrong thing. Sometimes we're spending all of our energy and it's not something that's gonna move the needle. So that can be a sneaky little thing that can maybe you feel like you're focused, but it's not moving you toward your goal, right? That Poshmark Ambassador 2 status is not going to move you closer to your goal. It's not going to do anything for you. So, don't put your focus on that. That's a sneaky distraction because you think you're focusing, but it's not something that is going to get you to your goal. So make sure your focus is on the goal and make sure those sneaky distractions don't come in, especially once you've mastered the art of saying no and establishing those boundaries and using your time in a focused manner to drive you to your goal. Make sure you are not getting distracted by those sneaky little ones, when something is gamified or it's a status thing. It doesn't really, I hear then this is more common maybe, in the Amazon world, for those of us that are Amazon seller. I don't sell on Amazon anymore, but it is, I made, I don't know. I'm a 6-7 figure reseller on Amazon. And, I had been in that community for a while and that is what people aspired to. But when you really looked into it, like profit wise, not good. Like that number was a status number. It was nothing more than that. It didn't mean anything other than that was their gross, their gross income. It had nothing to do with profits. So just make sure that you are focusing on the things that are going to move the needle, the things that are going to make you more profitable. And I'm assuming most of us have the goal of, increasing our profit, not increasing the number of items, not increasing the, status we have on a certain platform, not increasing, the gross we're taking in. It's the profit. That's where most people as business owners really need to, focus their attention. All right. So hopefully that wasn't too rough, too unpopular, but I think we need to address these things. I think we need to address saying no. It's hard. It sucks. People may not like you, but it's got to happen. And the sneaky distractions. If we nail those things, I think we got this. I really do. And I'm so happy to be taking this journey with you and sharing it with you. And I hope you are focused and really think and take in those two things. I am linking up a video in the show notes. It is the Rory Vaden one on the School of Greatness with Lewis Howes that they talk about focus and they talk about distractions and just how difficult it can be, but how important it is to really remember that until you accomplish your goal, everything else is a distraction. All right, guys, sleep tight. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow on day 101. Bye.